Hey folks, this is my morning mobility flow. That's my stinky dog. His name is Hank. What I love about this is I drink my coffee while I do it. So I'm gonna take you through what I like to go through just in an average morning. I start on my back and I rock a little left to right with my knees. This feels good on my low back. Everyone I've ever given this to is like, oh my gosh, I need to do this. And it's true. I, of course, found a squeaky floorboard. Then what I like to do is straighten out my left leg, hug your right knee to your chest, and then cross that over onto the floor if you can get there. And then straighten out your arm into the letter T. And close the book and open the book. If you can't get that knee on the ground, take a pillow, a blanket. I have a foam roller because I'm going to use that shortly. But prop your knee on that instead. And then you'll feel the difference of having that knee supported, and you'll be able to get bigger range of motion through the upper part of your back. And we'll switch sides. So right leg straight, left leg hug it up and over, swing it on over, and then open and close the book here. Yeah, right. Oh, man. Yeah, those feel good. Then from this position, I'll scoot down a little bit so I don't hit Hank. Hands overhead. See if you can get them to touch the floor behind you. Exhale when your hands are down. And inhale when they're up. And then go ahead and sit up. Move my roller. More hip and low back mobility, so sit up tall. And rock your knees again side to side. See if you can get your knees to touch the ground. I like to try to get my knee and my heel to touch. It looks like this. Again, keep your posture good as we go through this. You might scoot forward with these, just take whatever you need to, scoot yourself back. Try to do a few without your hands. If you're not on your hands, you can lean forward. That will get you a good stretch through your hips. And then I'm going to do this one. It's a little advanced, where we go into a deep squat. And turn so you can see. As best you can, my heels stay on the ground. I had my chest stay upright. And I rotate and I try to breathe. And then from here even, hands overhead. And then I think this is called a Cossack squat. Honestly, I'm not really sure, but I go up on my toes. And I like to windshield wiper my opposite foot. So for me right now, it's my left leg where I'm just rotating, and I can feel my hip in its socket rotating through here. And it's telling me it needs this mobility. And then I'm gonna try to stay low like Spider-Man. Oh, and shift sides. You heard my knee go there. It's no biggie. I'm gonna shift over again. And I'm gonna make this a little more active, so I'm gonna add in a couple rotations to each side. Just try to keep going. Low like Spider-Man. Back and forth. Oh. And then feel free, like with any of this, to move in new ways. Play with the movement. There's no real right or wrong way. And listen to your body. It talks to us. It's actually really, really good at talking to us. We tend to be really bad at listening to it. Gotta go. World's greatest stretch here. Oh, switch sides. Bring both legs behind you, lower on down, and then I'll often just spend a couple minutes in this position, which is the opposite of how I spend most of the day. I spend most of the day hunched over, looking at my phone, looking at my computer, reading, caring for the baby. And this just opens up my chest, puts a different curve in my low back, and ensures that I have that mobility. I'm not the posture police. Best posture is the next posture. More important to me than what you look like is, can you get there? Do you have the available range of motion? And then I just draw them out of the motion. So for the sake of that, we call these Superman. Oh. Take a sip if you need it. Sit up tall as I show that example. And then I'm gonna finish. I'm actually having myself a little hip and knee discomfort. So a good tool is this little guy, the foam roller. I, like the rest of the population, have tightness in the structure called my IT band, which runs from the top of your hip to just below your knee. And that's contributing to the hip and the knee discomfort that I'm having. So the foam roller does a couple things. And I think it's important to say what it doesn't do first. It doesn't mechanically change or flatten the tissue. We would need a steamroller to mechanically change or flatten out, oh my gosh, the structures in our body. So what it is doing is it's talking to my nervous system. It's giving a different input to those structures to say, hey, you know, what is that thing and what's going on down there? And my brain and my eyes can then tell my body, oh, it's not a threatening thing at all. It's round, it's hard, and it's non-threatening. You know, so maybe you don't have to be so scared and so tight, IT band. And the other thing it does is it brings blood flow to the area. And even that's not that well supported and researched. I think mostly what this does is talks to my nervous system. It tells my nervous system to calm down. It tells the structures around my IT band, hey, you don't have to hurt. This is miserable. The way I know folks are doing this right is they get on here and then they make a face. Like, that's usually the face they make. If I find a tight spot, I will just hang out on it. It does get less miserable the more you do it, and the more frequently, the more consistent you are with it. So I try to do it a couple times a week. It's good for me. And then this I will do for my butt muscles. Loosening up. Not loosening up, that's not the right word. Giving input and talking to my nervous system and my glute muscles. That's what I'm doing with this. Thing I like the foam roller for is my posture. So I'll get on here. And I will roll again. I don't really care about people's posture. I care if they have the mobility to get into a certain posture. I'm feeling like my hamstrings need a little loving, so we'll go through some hamstring things. Again, check my posture right now. Could it be better? Absolutely. This stuff helps me become conscious of it. But I'm not obsessive over it. And I think it's really important to not get, anxious or spiked cortisol levels because we're worried about our posture. So that's one hammy stretch that I like to do. This is the other. Switch sides if you want to, when you're ready to. I'm not quite ready to be done yet. You guys could turn this off and be done whenever you want. I need a little extra love in my neck and my shoulders. So that's what we're gonna do up here. This one I do actually want to be sitting up tall for. If I slump, I'm not gonna get as good of a stretch, so. Tilt this is what I'm doing, right? Tilt my left ear, my left shoulder. I can even look up or look down, and I'll feel that in different places. But right now, just like every other human being on the planet who's got a tight IT band, I got tightness in my neck and upper trap muscles. And then this is like a seated cat-cow. I'll turn so you can see. But really bad posture, really good posture. And I don't even like using those terms, good and bad. Slouch posture, upright posture. Maybe that's what I'll switch to. And then I'm gonna go into this, what I call like a long sit. Okay, and try to make my body look like the letter L. Reach up, exhale, and bring my elbows down and behind me. And then from here, I'll just kind of do a little check-in with my body, see if and what might need other stretches. I feel like I'm pretty good, ready to start the day. I'll do some of this throughout the day because, honestly, because I'm a physical therapist. Like, it's better to do a little bit of movement a lot of times during the day than it is to do one block of this, whatever this was, 15 or 20 minutes of moving, and then sit the rest of my day.
So that's what I encourage you guys to do too. Appreciate you. Thank you for spending some time and your attention and moving with me today. Keep moving. Keep getting better every day.